G'day everyone, it's Matt Rard here, host of the Digital Investor Podcast, where we teach beginners how to get online and earn money from websites. And today we have a very special guest. We have Jing, who has just won our Graduate of the Year Ultimate Champions Cup, coming in to share with you her journey, because over the last 12 months, Jing has made already $30,000 in her first year on our program. But not only that, this is the really exciting bit, she's generating anywhere from $6,000 to $7,000 a month ongoing. And I know if you're listening to this, you're going to want to know, how did a complete beginner online achieve that? And starting from scratch with no technical skills, website building skills whatsoever, just possibly like you listening to this, if you're brand new thinking about, I want to get online and replace my income. This is the interview that you definitely want to listen to. So Jing, big thank you and welcome for coming along today to share your story.
Hi, Matt. Thank you so much for having me. I feel very privileged to be on the interview. Thank you.
Yeah, and Jing, I want you to relax. I know you're quite shy, and it takes a lot for you to be here. So all of us here in our community is a big heartfelt thanks for you coming on to share your story, because Jing, a lot of people are going to want to know, how the heck have you been able to do this? Because I want to add in something else. If you're listening to this, Jing has not only just come from scratch, like knowing nothing about being online. She's a mum of 3 kids under the age of 6, and also, like, as you've moved, you're new to the area that you're in. You have no known network in this space whatsoever. You've moved to Brisbane, 2 years ago. You've done everything from scratch. And to hear your story and to see what you've achieved in such a short amount of time is just absolutely phenomenal. So let's start out, Jing, with what made you join Champions. What is your story? Like, what made, not Champions, but what made you take up and learn these digital skills?
So I was working in a corporate role in the international education sector for a while. And then when I had my first child, I decided to stay home. So I stayed home for about 5 years. And then I went back to work. That's after we've moved to Brisbane. And I was working, in a admissions admin role where I didn't see my children at all. So I used to leave, very early in the morning, take the train to the city, and then work the whole day and come home. And I only spent, about half an hour with them, because they go to bed at 7. So
Yep.
It just didn't make sense to me to keep doing this. So I was looking for a change, and then I heard your podcast, and I felt, super inspired. I watched a lot of these kind of videos that, you interviewed previous champions, and then I asked my husband to to buy the digital investor course as a birthday present for me. So
Yeah.
so I joined early 2022. And then we went to the boot camp, and there was no question I wanted to be part of the Champions program. So that's how I joined the Champions program. So, yeah.
Awesome. And what stage were you at with your family? Because, Jing, as you know, in our community, that's pretty important. We have a lot of parents, and where were you at with your family at that point as well?
So there was a third baby on the way. We already had two boys, and the baby. So I joined the digital investor in February. My third baby was born in April, and Champions program started in September.
Yep.
So it was a very busy year.
And so, if you're listening to this, presumably in the future, we are now literally 12 months on from when Jing first joined in September. So it's now September 2023. And Jing, look at do you look back at the last year and you just pinch yourself about what you think before you started, you couldn't even build a website, and now to think where you're at?
Oh, yes. There has been so much growth, and so much mindset change, just everything. This program is just life-changing. Yeah, because I recently went to the boot camp this year, and I was talking to some new people, and they were asking, is because it is an investment to join the Champions program. They were asking, is it worth the investment? It's absolutely 100% worth the investment. It's not. It doesn't only change, the monetary side of things. It also change your life, like your personal, like everything, your mindset. Yeah, so I'm very
And
grateful to have been part of the program.
and I think too, Matt, your husband, besides having a really cool name, Jing, he must be super proud of you to look at you and a bit in awe, what you've just gone out and done this year. And seriously, it is amazing. So for you, I think I like looking back at your journey, as a lot of us getting started in this space, you decided to go. You started out wanting to buy websites and do the portfolio strategy, but what made you decide to transfer more into the strategy of building websites for local businesses?
Um, the main reason is cash flow, and because I was on maternity leave for a year. I didn't want to go back to my previous job. I just really wanted to give it 100%. And I was very lucky that I had a chat with Annette, which is a previous champion. She gave me a really good advice very early on, during the boot camp. She said, pick one strategy and laser focus on that one strategy. And that's what I did.
Yep. Awesome. And okay, so for you, it was about, you had that timeline, I guess. Once maternity leave's up, you don't ever want to go back to work again, because how long was your commute from where you live? So we've got an idea. Us Brisbane people know what the commute can be like. It's like in any city, but roughly what was your commute back then?
It was about an hour. It was about 15
Wow.
minutes on the train, but then you have to get to the train and
Yep.
get off the train, get to the office. So
And like you said, new family, 3 boys under
yeah.
6. Okay. So that was your driver there, your mindset. And for you, as like a lot of people starting our course, Jing, what was your first website build like for a client? Was it paid? Was it a free one? Like, how did you get going with this? So totally new to this. We throw out a few challenges to you in the course. What was
Yeah,
your
you
first
sure have.
website? Yeah. What was your first website build like?
So first website, I actually built my first website for my electrician. This was before I joined the Champions program. So I just I decided to build for him for free. And
Awesome.
There was a big challenge. I learned a lot about setting boundaries, setting the right expectation, and he was very happy with the website, which was amazing. And then I went to build a website for my son's tennis coach, and that was the first ever paid client. And even though it was only $1,000, it was the hardest one ever. Asking people to pay you to build them a website.
So why was that? Why was that hard? Share with everyone why that was particularly hard for you.
I guess because it's a new skill for me, and I really want to deliver for my client. I've never done this before. I'm a total beginner, so so going through the first sales stage, it was challenging.
That's been a hugely successful site, hasn't it? It's a beautiful site. Like you've got a good eye for sites, which we'll come to in a minute. Obviously, you enjoy this, but that site, and let's go back even to the one for your electrician that you did for free. How well did those sites go within, say, 6 to 12 months?
Do you mean the
Did they work? Did they work for the client? Like, did they start ranking when were the clients happy with the site builds?
Yeah, the clients very happy with the site. They wanted to be able to edit themselves. So I did training session with them, and it's doing really well. He actually doesn't want any more jobs. He actually doing yeah. So he's focusing on other areas in his career. So yeah, but he was very happy with the website.
And did you find when you start building these first sites, did you find you started to enjoy the creative side of it?
Oh, I love it. I love it so much. Every day I wake up, I'm looking forward to the day. I just love getting to know, people around me and see how my skills can help with solve their business problems and, getting paid to do that. It's just a dream come true. And I love the creative side, also the flexibility side of things as well. So you're not tied in an office and a certain hour, so I can work around my family, my children. It's the best.
Yeah, and so we should mention too, you've got Matthew, your husband, he works full-time in a role. So you had that opportunity, you had time to build up your skills and knowledge over that year. But then, like you said, you've been able to work around your family, and also you're working from home as well.
Yeah, I work from home. So my husband works full-time. So the first half of the Champions program, I was just learning stage, building up the foundations, and trying to, adapt into this new family of five life. Breastfeeding a newborn and, adjusting to the sleep routine and things like that. There was a lot. It hasn't been easy, but so and then the second half of the champion, that's when my baby was around 10 months old, he went into care. So I had 2 days during the week to schedule my client meetings, and even those 2 days, it wasn't full 2 days. So I drop all the kids to school, and so I start my working day at 9:30. And then around 2:30, 2:45, I had to pick up my kids up. So I only had about maybe 5 hours during the day, 2 days a week to do things. And because of the limited time, I really didn't want to waste anything. So I just wanted to give it all. And, and a lot of things are super scary, like doing cold calling. I guess I just pushed myself to do it. But because of the limited time I have,
you have to fit it in.
Yeah.
So has that been your biggest, would you say, if you like advising someone that's staying on this journey and say a mum in your position, has that been your biggest challenge over last year, finding the time?
Yeah, absolutely. Finding the time and finding the time. Having 3 boys under 6 is very busy.
and when you think about it, it's so cool because what we love about what you've achieved here is stepping up to these challenges. Like you mentioned something there, the 100 call challenge that we do in the Champions program. And for you, I'm guessing, Jing, that would have been a little bit scary. You've never done sales before. English isn't your first language. You don't know anyone in like, you've got no business network whatsoever. How did you do this cold calling thing that we get everyone to do? Did you just pick up the phone and do it?
No, certainly not. Actually, I think it was end of boot camp 2. You threw out this challenge to us, and so it took me about 2 to 3 weeks to pick up the courage and to make the first phone call. It was so hard. There were a lot of mindset things. Like what you mentioned, English is not my first language. I didn't know anyone. Still quite new to this website build and things like that. I just did it. I don't know. I just did it. It was. But once you start calling, it's actually not that scary. Like people actually talk to you, and you're trying to offer a solution to them, and it wasn't actually that scary. So, and also another thing is that by that time I've joined a business network group.
Yes,
and is not formed yet. It's an emerging group. So we only had about 14 people. That was another huge challenge for me as well. I went to the first meeting and standing up in front of all these successful businessmen, mostly men. There was only, I think, two ladies in the group, and telling them what I do and things like that. That was quite intimidating.
Yeah.
And it was way out of my comfort zone. So with that group, we were all of us were trying to form the group. So we had to get 25 members to launch the group. So I had to cold call local businesses to join our group as well. So on top of the 100 call challenge, I also did the cold calling for the network group. So it really, yeah, I had lots of practice with cold calling. But luckily, I converted one. I converted one client from my cold call challenge, which was amazing. So,
and that turned into how much did that job turn into?
So there was a one-page website design, and that's $1,500.
Perfect. Yeah. So it's just reps. It's just, practice, and well done. Like, you are such a go-getter. Like, were you always a driven person? Like, when you were younger, were you always this driven, or is something just switched on in you because you are everything you are describing? I'm sure anyone watching or listening to this can hear it in Jing's voice. This is way outside of Jing's comfort zone. Like, and knowing you personally as well, obviously, I know how, out of all the people, I am very surprised how much you embrace this. So have you always been a driven person, or is this something that you found switched on when you had kids?
I don't think I was a driven person. So I'm actually quite introverted, quite shy. And I just I remember, one day at a school pickup, I saw some tradies, opposite the school was measuring up some fence, and he didn't have a website. I couldn't see it. I Googled him. He didn't have one. So I wanted to go talk to him. So I said to the other moms, okay, I'm going to have a chat with this person to see how I can help them. And one of the moms said, oh my gosh, you have to put yourself out there all the time. And that really affected me, like when she said that. Because my old me would be just, okay, I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to be in my comfort zone. I'm going to fit in. And but I knew, like what you guys said to us very early on in the champions program. You said to us, you guys are champion now. You kind of, ask us to set the right intentions, and a lot of encouragement from you and Liz. So I think that really just, changed my mindset. I just didn't really kind of care what other people said. Awesome. I just wanted to put myself out there. It's okay because I'm a beginner. It's okay if they say no, and it's okay if they reject me, because that's the process. I guess you just need to have faith and trust the process and just take small steps. And you'll get there.
And I think, Jing, too, for you, you mentioned to Liz and I when we met up the other day, you were saying, obviously in the champions community, there's so many role models for you as well. And I know you've gone out of your way to go and network with a few of them as well, like people like Matt, the school teacher who's quit his job, and, and working with the coaches who had done this journey as well, Nathan, Alexa, and Calum, and listening to, the stories of Amish and Avni. You can see all these champions that you're getting to stand on the shoulders of giants now. You get to see what they've achieved. And now, big thank you. You're doing the same thing you're going to keep this going. People are going to see this interview and go, wow, if Jing can do that in her first year, I can too. So we've got these role models of success within our own community where this can be done, it works, and look at the results you've gotten. Because for you too, you're building now multiple sites, aren't you? You've got quite a few underway. We've just finished that 12 months in your first year. You've got here's a really interesting question, because we've heard here, you started out your free site first, then you did a paid one was the one for your son's school, was that a paid one? Oh, sorry, tennis club. The
Tennis club, yes, that's a paid one. And then the next one was for my other son's kindy, so that was a free one. And then I helped a local charity to refresh their website, so that was a free one as well. And then the next one was the big one. There was someone from my BNI. I was very lucky that he trusted me and let me redesign his website, and I'm now doing ongoing SEO for him. So yeah.
And so now you've just stepped it up. And Jing, I want you to share with us the secret behind, because coming from your beginning, how did you step it up to, I know you're just now working on a website for around $9,000 for a client, and that's going to have ongoing SEO. How did you get round to that mindset of being able to ask for that bigger website build within your first year?
I think by that time I've built a lot of confidence by then, so I know I can deliver a lot of value for the client. Also, that website is actually quite a big rebuild. For the amount of money I've charged him is actually a bargain, because there's a lot of work goes into it.
I want to hear. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess I just focused on the kind of value I can bring to the client. And that's how I price it. Yeah.
And I think, Jing, that's one of the things I've seen that's changed so much in you that I think you're inspiring so many people in our community, is it's a big mindset. As you know, Liz is really passionate about teaching all of us to recognize the value in what we do. And, seeing that mindset of asking for our value, hear what you just said. Listen, 12 months ago, you would not have answered in that way. You said, it's a bargain. $9,000, that's a bargain site. So I guess that's the other lesson here to anyone listening. This is where your digital skills, people hear about us buying and selling websites and they want to come onto our courses and learn all that. But these digital skills, if you're listening to this, can go in all sorts of fun ways that you never expected. And it can impact your life in major ways. And so, Jing, for you, one of them is, oh, look, that's a bargain. $9,000 website, the amount of work that I have to do on it. But a year ago, you just could not do that. And now you're working from home, with your family, and you're building, a very successful business here. And Jing, you build awesome websites. I mean, that's the other thing. You obviously love this and you're very good at it.
Oh, thank you so much. I couldn't do it without, the help of the coaches and, my team, and also my husband. It's not a one person effort, I guess. I had, I guess that's another advice I would like to give to everyone, to ask for help. You do have a team of amazing coaches there to help you. So, and also the community. I just love our community. I feel like, we've got a magic, I call it a magic answer machine. You put a question in, and then next day when you wake up, and so many answers, so many people are there, so open to help you. We just, so lucky.
And you mentioned too that this is something I think that's important. You've obviously got the support of Matt, your husband, as well, because as you said, for you both, your biggest challenge is time, like a lot of us now, but particularly with a young family, three kids under 6. So we need to acknowledge that as well, don't we? It's not just your immediate team, or it's like your significant other that's helped you a lot in this journey as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Matt is an amazing dad. I'm very grateful for him. And there have been a lot of, sacrifices with time, time with him and time with my kids. But just remember, it's only temporary. Just stay focused and be disciplined, and just take small steps. It's not you have to spend, a whole day doing this. It's so hard with 3 kids, and you just don't have time. Even just taking 15 minutes out of a day, watch a little bit webinar, do a little bit keyword research, and just keep doing that consistently every day. And even though there are days you won't see any progress and you want to give up, but just hang there, just be persistent. and you'll get there.
Yeah, that's awesome advice there, Jing. So what's your actually? There is one question that people are going to what because we just mentioned team. What is your team currently like? And then we'll have a look at what your goals are going forward. But what's your team currently like? Just so people have got a gauge of, this first year, you've done 30 grand, you've got 6,000 to 7,000 ongoing a month now, recurring income. And so you look at that, that's going to turn into a 6-figure income over the next 12 months. What's your current team like to help you achieve that?
So I've got one full-time techie. I actually hired him. It was a risk, so I took the risk of hiring him full-time. And I didn't back then. I didn't really have that many clients to be able to afford to hire a full-time techie. But I knew I needed to do that, so I don't have to worry about that kind of things. I can focus on talking to clients, getting more clients, and so yeah, I've got a full-time techie. I've got a graphic designer I work with, and my husband helps me with admin and accounts and things like that. And that's all. That's
it.
My team.
All right, I love it. And where's your techie? What country is he in?
He's from the Philippines. He's amazing. He deserves a trophy.
All right. So he needs a. And did you find him on Upwork or something like that?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it took us a couple months to work out a way, working well with each other. Yep. But once you've set the expectations, and he's amazing now. I couldn't do anything without him.
You're so like Liz. That's to say, that's always her first recommendation is your first hire as a techie. Whereas for me, I'm a content SEO guy. I want writers. And
oh yes, sorry, I forgot to mention I do have a writer now as well.
And is that person full time or just part time?
Just part time, I guess. I just give him work whenever I need it. But he's sort of like he's at the moment it feels like full time.
Yeah, because there's lots happening. Okay, so nice, easy setup. Really, it's just a full time techie, and that's normally the big first kind of person that you bring on when you get to the 6-figure level. So now that you're at this level, Jing, what are your plans for the next 12 months? You think you're a go-getter, whether you realize or not, you are such a high achiever. I mean, you're a graduate of the year, Jing, champion, ultimate Champions Cup winner. I'm interested to hear, and I'm sure anyone else listening to this is, what's your plan over the next 12 months? What do you want to achieve?
Thank you, Matt. I think one of the quotes I just love from you guys, you and Liz, is today I will do what others want, so tomorrow I can do what others can't. Yep. I think that quote, almost every day I read that. It just helped me to keep going and build the life that I want for our family. I guess for the next 12 months, we just want to keep going, keep getting more clients and helping our clients. And we want to have 30,000 per month if we can, and have Matt quit his job. And so that's our goal right now.
And Matt's going to join you on this journey, and you guys have rejoined us for this year, and I can't wait to help you both over this coming year to achieve that goal. And also, you're going to be building your portfolio websites as well. So does that mean you're looking at buying a couple of sites, or you're more going to build from scratch those semi-passive websites? What's your plan there?
So we have start building a directory site. So we want to add more content on that. And I would like to buy some more website. So hopefully we can do that this year as well. And there's another directory site we like to build as well. So we're just currently brainstorming. So very exciting.
It is exciting, Jing, because you've got the team in place now. The world's your oyster. So not only have you got the skills now, so in 1 year you've achieved all the digital skills that you need, as evidenced by the results and the amazing websites that you build. And we'll put a link to your agency. So if people need a good website built, in the Bay Area of Brisbane, go and have a chat to Jing, but also in the professional, any professional niches. But also now you've got your team in place. And so you can now go and do everything, like buy websites, renovate them, find the diamonds in the rough, Jing. You're good at that. You'll be good at keyword research, but you're still going to be building your sites for local businesses, which is obviously that creates a big cash flow for you. Like you said, your goal is to hit $30,000 a month, and congratulations, you're definitely on your way. So Jing, I do want to say such a big thank you for sharing your journey today. And final question for anyone listening here, starting out on this journey, do you have any, advice for what they should be doing in someone that's starting out? Any advice for them that made the biggest difference for you? What do you think made the biggest difference for you?
I think you just need to be, intentional, like be open to growth, and be open to being uncomfortable, and just, stay focused, just trying to be 1% better every day, take small steps, and ask for help, and also like learning to say no as well.
That's interesting. That's
So
cool.
Just keep going. You'll get there. If I can do it, if someone like me can do it, you can do it.
Absolutely, Jing. Because Jing, that's what I want to say a big thank you to you for, and something that really stands out to Liz and myself and our whole community. I think you deserve that cup that's in the background there, not just for the monetary results that you achieved in your first year, and even for getting the practical digital skills. I think you deserve that cup for you are the ultimate in putting yourself out there out of your comfort zone. If you look back at this year, I think hats off to you for what you've just gone and done everything we suggested. And I know for you personally, it's a massive, massive step to get out of your comfort zone. And I hope if you're listening to this, guys, this is a mindset lesson out of this podcast that you should be getting, is that someone like Jing has really, really put herself out of her comfort zone, but it's completely transformed her life. And Jing, that's why I want to say a big, big congratulations, and seriously impressed. Like, not just are you a high achiever, but doing things that have pushed a lot of buttons for you, and you found a way to rise up to the challenge, and look at the results you've gotten. And you've gone and inspired a whole bunch of our community members as well. So big thank you so much for coming along and sharing today.
Thank you, Matt, Liz, for having me. I feel just very honored to be here, and I feel very lucky to have funded the Champions program. It has been life-changing, and I'm very grateful for you guys, the coaches, the community, and my husband. Thank you, and good luck with everyone starting on this journey. You can do it.
Yep, you can. And thank you, Jin. And if you are brand new to this, and for some reason you haven't done our free masterclass, just if you want to start the learning process, I recommend you go and listen to our free masterclass, where we teach you how you can buy and build and renovate websites. We show you the overriding strategy that we use. And this is where Jing started. And you've heard her story today, where she's ended up just within that first year. So awesome, Jing. Thank you. And we'll see you on the next podcast.